Hi everyone! Welcome to the beginning of my second trimester. So after my first appointment, I've been getting really concerned about gaining too much weight during my pregnancy. If you haven't watched my previous video, I'm basically overweight on the borderline of being obese. During my whole pregnancy, I can only gain between 15 to 25 pounds. I think before I was saying my pre-pregnancy weight was 156, but I actually went to a different website, which I'll link down below, measures from week 0. So when I actually go back to week 0, it was November 17th and I was about 154.6 pounds back then. Luckily, for the most part, I'm pretty used to taking my weight every morning on my Fitbit Aria scale, and so I have all that information with me to keep track of my weight gain during my pregnancy. And according to that website, I'm within a good range, but when I looked at the chart that my doctor gave me, it looks like I'm above that range. So I'm not sure why the big discrepancy. I remember at my first appointment on January 25th, I was 9 weeks and 5 days. In the morning, I'd weighed 158.6, and then when I went on the scale with my shoes on, I was 161.2. So now at my second appointment a couple days ago, I was 15 weeks, 5 days. In the morning, I was 163.4. And then when I took my weight at Kaiser with my shoes on, I was 165.6. Anyway, the concerning thing about being overweight is having that risk of getting gestational diabetes. I noticed that I was getting skin tags under my armpits. And another thing was that I was constantly dehydrated. So much so that I started drinking Pedialyte every day. I know I don't get enough water because normally at work, I'm too concentrated on what I'm doing that when I'm thirsty, I'll think, oh, I'll just take a sip later. And then an hour goes by. During the course of my whole work day, I'll probably drink only about 40 ounces of water. And then when I get home, I usually forget to drink water as well, only when I'm working out. And so during the course of a whole day, I probably don't even get my 8 cups of water. And you know, when you're pregnant, you actually need more than that. Another sign is that I always need to pee. And obviously it's not because of Potato, because I don't think he's big enough to be pushing on my bladder. I think it's kind of like that feeling when it's really cold during the wintertime and it just makes you feel like you need to pee, even though there's only a little bit of liquid inside it. So maybe I'll take a gulp of water and then 10 minutes later, I'll feel like I need to pee. I think that's the only way I can describe it. So it's definitely not because my bladder will burst, but since it's such a small amount, I can wait if I need to. Another concern about being overweight is having that high blood pressure. I mentioned in my first trimester must-haves about that white coat syndrome. I had to go back to have my blood pressure checked because it was high the first time. When I went for my second appointment, it was high again. The first reading, the top number was around the 140s over, I think, 97. And then my second reading, it was 130s over 80s or something. For my second trimester, I also decided to only go to acupuncture every other week instead of weekly. It didn't go with my schedule anymore because I switched jobs. At my previous job, I had Friday, Saturday off, and now I have the weekend off. And so I don't want to leave early from work every week. Overall, my biggest issue these past few weeks has been my lower back, and that's mainly from getting up or sitting back down, not so much while I'm sitting, and then also when I'm laying down to sleep. I know I'm not supposed to be laying on my back as much anymore. They tell me to sleep on my side, which is why I have this pregnancy pillow now. So previously, I tried the Leech Co. Snuggle pillow. I did like it, but you know, it does take up a lot of space, and I'm not sure if it was the padding or the fabric of the cover, but it made me really hot all the time. And I was thinking, especially for the summertime, that's not going to be a great idea to have. And so right now I'm trying the Farmy Doc C-shaped pillow, which is pretty much the same. The only difference is that it has less padding, so it does get a little bit flat sometimes, but I think the fabric's okay. I don't get overheated, even though my parents keep the heater on all night during the winter right now, but I do keep my side door open so that I get fresh air. I've also been considering maybe the Boppy pillow because it looks a little bit smaller. I know sleeping with my husband on my side, he can never cuddle me anymore, and then this pillow is so huge, it's always in the way. Actually, I think he likes the pillow and he wants to get one for himself. But anyway, if you tried out any of these pillows or you have a different recommendation, let me know in the comments down below because I'd be so grateful to know what pillow works best. Other than that, I've been doing prenatal workouts from Glow Body PT, and I'll link that down below. I know there are a lot of prenatal workouts out there, and honestly, the only reason I chose this one was because it was easy to find a workout calendar. I like having something visual to know which workouts to do every single day, and that was easy for me to find, and so I went with that one. So far in the past 2 weeks, I've lost 1% body fat. And let me just tell you now, I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to maintain a healthy weight during my pregnancy. If I lose fat along the way, that's fine because I have plenty of fat to lose. My highest body fat percentage during this pregnancy was 39.7%, and right now I'm at 38.6%. 6%. So just to put it into perspective, with someone of my height, to be at the top of that normal range, I would have to be 135 pounds and have a BMI of 24.9. The last time I was around 135 pounds, I was at 31.1% body fat. That 7.5% difference is actually 20 pounds of pure fat mass, which is mostly in my belly. Anyway, I'll end my video with some updated belly shots. So over here, I'll have my baseline from my previous video to compare, and this is my more recent shot. In the first belly shot, Potato was only about 2 inches, the size of a plum, and then now in the second shot, he's doubled in size, about the size of an avocado. I also noticed a couple days ago that the linea nigra started to show under my belly button, and that made me realize that maybe my areolas did get darker. I mean, I've been checking weekly because it's one of those pregnancy signs, but I couldn't really notice a huge difference until I guess recently maybe my skin pigmentation has changed. Thank you for watching, and if you've made it this far, give me a thumbs up. You can also hit the bell or subscribe to my channel, that way you can know when I post a new video, and you can watch my previous pregnancy vlog over here. Bye!